This is 2024, ladies and gentlemen. In Africa, most radio stations, we mentioned about 6 options. These are the 2 top for digital radio. They cannot run digital radio because of insufficient power supply. They cannot run digital radio because of poor internet connectivity. 2024, Africa, radio. Something for us as professionals to think about. I was speaking to Zaziko earlier. Zaziko is from Accra, and he said something that ties into this. And because of that, I've promised Lady Bridget that we're going to talk about it briefly tomorrow. The issue of governance. Maybe that is one of the reasons why these are not happening the way they ought to be happening. Why professionals, why colleagues, do we have insufficient power supply? How do we resolve it? Why do we have poor internet connectivity? How do we resolve it in the radio space? Maybe it works with TV as well, but I'm not concerned about TV today. I'm concerned about radio, because without radio, God. Anyway, let's move on. Now, we ask what is the state of, how do you work with digital radio broadcast equipment as of today? What is the state of play in that space? 2.93% of our respondents across Africa said it's excellent. Only 3%. Pay attention to poor and fair. That's 24 plus 44. In maths, that's how many? That's about more than 70%, 60%. Does it ring true? Yes or no? It says you are getting your most of your revenue comes from internal generated revenue, 45%. You get government grants, 18% or something percent. Private investment, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming investors in your company, and international aid. Does it ring true to you at all? It does. Now, the reason why I ask the question is just to validate it quickly, because, when we get this feedback, we need to make sure that, it's actually on the ground is correct. But if we are saying we are getting internal revenue from advertising and whatnot at 42%, that speaks to the fact that the rest of the revenue, which is about 60%, which is the bulk of the revenue, is coming from sources that you have no control over. Because if the government decides not to fund you for whatever reasons, or tell you that the funding is less, you might have a problem.